Hi, welcome to question 7. This is a Big Ten marker. It's the activity networks question. Hopefully you're well practiced with these questions. I've got a document on TES which allows you to practice these. So Dan and his friends are planning a one-day music festival. They have divided the work into a number of activities. The table below shows the activities, the immediate predecessors of each activity, and the number of days needed to complete each activity. So we've got it all below. It says construct an activity network for this project, show the earliest start time and the latest finish time for each activity. So what it's not asking for is the duration. On the mark scheme, it doesn't have the duration, but I always write the duration down because that just helps me do the diagram. So I'd also suggest to candidates that you do a sketch first so that you're not rubbing out and having to get extra paper. So our first task is A, there's no predecessors. Then we've got B afterwards with no predecessors. Then we have C. Now just take note here that B appears for F and it appears for J. So we're going to have to do a few diversions on this. D is after C. E is after D, so that flows quite nicely. Then we get to F, which follows B. So I'm going to put F there. G is after D. I'm going to put G just below. H is after E, F, and G. So H, I'm just going to pop here, and that can have 3 arrows float to it. I is after C. Oof, blimey, I'm going to put I into there. J is after B, so I'm going to have J down there as well. K comes after J. And then L is after H, I, and K. So into there, into there, into there. So I've made it work. I like the look of that. So I'm now going to use that to draw my diagram below. Let me see if I can just highlight that. Copy. And I'm going to bring that down here. Now the rest of this work I'm going to have to do with, oh, I shouldn't have put it there. Let's make it smaller. I will put, I've got like another screen where I'll have all of the times and everything there. So I'd also employ you to say, do this on the left, like do it landscape. So for A, I might just go off the page. I've got ONENOTE, so it's fine. And that goes to B. We then go through to C. And I've got F just above it, which is connected to B. B is also going to connect to a few other things. I'm going to write them underneath as well. So I've got I. I've got J. I just want to check the J. Yeah, it does have B behind it. Crazy. F, C. I'm just checking this. So B, oh, it's C that goes to I. Yeah. So I don't have I there. Let me get rid of I. B goes to J, which I'm going to have to just put down here. That's why the diagram, the sketch we did to begin with, that's why that's so useful. So C goes forwards to D. Move that again. Oh, it's not the time for my screen to go funny. One more go, come on. No, it's just collected everything. No, okay. I have to rub out my diagram. Guys, remember that YouTube video we all watched and there was a guy who was just messing around with formatting because he's too old to do it properly? Yeah, I remember that guy. Right, I'm just going to move that there and I'm going to just get rid of A. I don't need it anymore. I've already planned A. A is done. So J goes to K. and then we go up to L, which I'm going to put over here. C goes to I, which also goes through to L, to there, into there. You can also draw arrows on these if you want, but it is assumed that the flowchart will go from left to right. D also goes to G and it goes to E. K, G, E, G, I, J's there. J goes to K into L. G goes then into H. E into H, G into H. F goes into H, and then I've got like this little, I'm going to have to just sort of draw it round to there to get to L, but it's almost there or thereabouts. So it's been a long while since I've done one of those, but yeah, I'm happy with it. It'll do. Right, number of days. So I'm going to get the durations in. So I'm going to do them in a purple. 3, 21, C is 20, D is 5, E is 2, F is 3, E, F, G is 1, H 10, I is 15, H, I, J is 10, K is 5, and L is just 1. And we just go through this flowchart now, looking at these start times. So using the red pen, A will start at 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. B is 21, so 3 plus 21 is 24, meaning that all of these can start no earlier than 24. Okay, our next one, K is easy to do. I can do that little bit of the root. 24 plus 10 is 34, and then K goes into L. C into D, 24 plus 20 is 44. It's actually when we have 2 going into 1 that it becomes a bit more complicated. So that can start at 44. H is now the problem, and I'm going to go back. I'll go to E. So D plus 5 is 49. So D starts with 49. So does G. That starts at 49. And now we've got the 2 trouble ones. So for H, it's got to be the biggest number because you can't start before E's done. 49 plus 2 is 51. G would have given us 50. F's nowhere near it would give us 27. So there is no sort of way we can use F at all. And then H to L, 51 plus 10 is 61. We've got I coming in there. 44 plus 15 is 59. 34 plus 5 is 39. So 61 is the earliest that L can start. It takes a minute, so it's 62. And now we have to work backwards through the grid. Okay, so now we're going to take the journey backwards. So H, 62 minus 1 is 61. So because this only needs 1 minute, the latest that can start at is 61. For G, it feeds into H. 61 take away 10 is 51. And that's the same for E, 51. And it's the same for F, 51. Right, D. 51 take away 2 is 49. We have to take the lowest number now. 51 take 1 is 50. So D is at 49. I is just 61 because it only feeds into L. The same for K. That's going to be 61 as well. For C, 49 take away 5 will give us the lowest number. So it's 44. For B, again, we need that lowest. Oh, I haven't done J. 61 take away 5 is 56. 56 take 10 is 46. C is going to be the one. 44 take away 20 is 24. 24 take away 21 is 3. There we are. We've done it. So that is our activity network. Remember, when we're doing those late times, you want the lowest one. You're doing the early times, take the biggest one. And let's have a look at what else this question wants. It's normally an extra bit. Yeah, so list the critical path. So the critical path is where the first two numbers add up to the last one. And that's not what I wanted with the highlighter. Just crossed it out. So A is critical because if it takes longer than 3 minutes, the latest finish time is going to be a little bit later. So that works. That one adds up. This one adds up. This one adds up. That one adds up. That one adds up. And that one adds up. So our critical path is A, B, C, D, E, H, and L. Right, part C. And that would obviously go on your answer line. Dan finds out that organising transport and hospitality takes 20 days instead of 15 days. Work out the new minimum completion time for the project. So organising transport and hospitality is part I. So that's going to be 20 instead of 15. 44, that's 20. It doesn't affect L because 44 plus 20, oh, it does. It means that L can't start until 64 because it needs this completed. And then it means it will extend it to 65. Okay, I could think about that one. So 65 days. Happy with that? Okay, that's the end of the paper. Thank you for tuning in. Good luck for your exams. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Pass on the channel to others, and I'll see you at another past paper. Bye-bye.